Hey everyone, this is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shadetree Pro, here at the beautiful Marriott Grand Vista in Orlando, Florida, where I own and operate my teaching business under the Shade Tree. Now, I know you all my top downers out there, I know you all are familiar with my book, Dead Fingers in the Middle Wrist in Sports. And what I'm going to do here, I told you in 2025 for my membership, $9.99 on YouTube, I'm going to start talking to you about the middle wrist. And I'm going to show you about the middle wrist and how it works with the Y swing. As I said, the reason for the Y swing in itself is because each scapula is independent and each one has their own arm assembly, and when the club comes down, it creates a Y. But the middle wrist, I've had people make so many jokes, and some of them playing around, but some of them seriously, So I said to this guy yesterday who's had some wrist injuries, and there's other people who's had some wrist injuries. And I said, okay, when you're setting your wrist, do you do it on the radius side or the ulnar side? Because you got ulnar and radius deviation in a sense. And a lot of people can't really make up their mind, do they want to do it radial, ulnar, however sense. Well, let me show you why the middle wrist is so important, because as that guy, when he told me which one he did, how he did it, I was hitting some shots in the bunker. So what I told him is this, and I said, look, here's where the middle wrist comes in. And as I said before, you got a good dead fingers grip. And I said the middle wrist is the longest finger. The middle finger is your longest finger. And as I say in the book, in the sense that, it comes right to the middle and it basically cocks in the middle. Your hand cocks in the middle. Well, here's the beauty of that. And I'm going to show you it when I'm chipping so you can see it. It's the beauty of it is that when I use the middle wrist, then I don't have to think about whether I'm doing the ulnar side or the radius side, because it makes them both cock kind of like this simultaneously. You see what I mean? And that is the reason for the middle wrist in my book, Dead Fingers and Middle Wrist in Sports, because that's the same action in sports. So now, and I'm going to use it here chipping. When I go to chip, a few of them out there. When I go to chip or pitch, which I'm pitching right now, a lot of times I say chipping when I'm actually pitching, but it still works the same. All I'm doing, now I can set my wrist. Harvey Pinnock said that, to set your wrist in a golf swing, all you got to do is make a fist and just basically bring it right there. A lot of people are like this because we're in this position at address where, that old 45 hand down, that, we need to set it. Well, the middle wrist allows you to set it on both sides. And once you get it right, and you get both middle wrists actually going right, I'm just going to give you a little bit that's going to happen. You almost feel like the middle finger or the middle finger just goes away, because the action in the middle makes the outsides basically work. And here's the beauty of it. It makes them work together, because I know something that some people do, because I was taking a lesson one time and talking about the wrist, and a guy was showing me this. He said, well, Charles, cock the wrist on the right hand from the top and cock the other one on the bottom. And, I ain't gonna lie, it was horrible. It did not work out good at all. So now that I've got the middle wrist, as I said before, when you put your dead fingers on the golf grip, it basically makes both hands feel like they work in as cohesive units, because you're creating the same exact pressure. Well, the thing is, now from an actionable standpoint, when you put the middle wrist on there, now it's making both of the wrists actionable, and they make them work together. So I feel that nice little dead finger grip with the little middle wrist, and all I do is just set that middle wrist. Just rock it on both sides. And when I get it rocking on both sides, then it just makes it just a little easier. And then I'm using, you remember I told you my Y swing, right here, right there, scap up, scap down. And then the other part of the Y is the scap goes back up. And that's all it simply is. And I am people using the bounce on it purposely. And the reason I'm using the bounce, I got my 52 out, and I've been working on this club a little bit. And I've been working on trying to feel the bounce. Because, a good player told me, he said, Charles, I know you talk about hitting the club. And he said, but and he said, let me show you how to use the bounce. And I said, okay. And I said, because all I really focus on it. So yeah, and I don't like so much thinking about it with my 52, with my 58, but it's okay because it's not so big here on this one. And it does work a little bit. But the key to it is that all I'm doing is feeling both hands working as cohesive units, simply because the middle wrist allows me to set both hands. Like Harvey Pinnick said, it makes a fist, because we're here in the swing, it makes a fist, and I'm cocking them simultaneously, no different than legs of a rocking chair working together, just rocking back and forth. Now I'm not figuring out too much pressure here, then dumping there. I'm working them just as simple and as easy as I possibly can. So if you like that, get at a try. If you don't have this book, once again, Dead Fingers in the Middle Wrist in Sports. And like I said, in sports, because the cocking of the wrist is in sports in general. It doesn't matter if it's a baseball bat. The middle wrist sets there while the dead finger holds it. Then, go to my website. You can purchase that book. Or reach out to me if you want a personal autograph copy. Reach out, send me an address, and I'll send you one. I'll send you your price, all that. But definitely reach out to me. Let me know what you think about. Now you got a better understanding, as I said, of the middle wrist, how it works, back and forth, working both of them together, no matter what you do, with a good Y swing, scap up, ends of the Ys, and just hit it solid. Charles Calhoun, aka the Shadetree Pro. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Once again, 2025, $9.99. Gonna be on my membership, and we're gonna get things hopping and popping. And as I say, always good golf.